Hey, you've tuned in to Math with Mr. C. This time we're subtracting mixed numbers, 7, 6. Once you have your name and the date and the title written, moving on in 3, 2, 1. Here's your reteaching side homework. Please correct that. We're moving on in 3, 2, 1. Let's zoom in on our example. Subtracting mixed numbers. How can you find the difference of mixed numbers? North Park has 2 go-kart paths. I love go-karts. The Little Indy and the Grand Prix. How much longer is the Grand Prix than the Little Indy? How much longer, and I see they're comparing. I know that that's going to be a subtract problem to find how much longer the Grand Prix is. And I'm looking at my information, and I see that the Grand Prix is 4 1/3 miles, and the Little Indy is 1 3/4 miles. Well, first of all, I know how to add and mix numbers. How is subtracting differently? And I'm really glad that I learned how to add and subtract different fractions that have different denominators. So let's see how we do that. So first, just to make sure we have about the right answer, I'm asking myself, 4 1/3, about what is that closer to? 4 or 5? Well, that's closer to 4. I know that because when I make it into a decimal, 3 is less than 5, so I'd round that to 4. And then minus 1 3/4. 1 75 hundredths is the same as 1 3/4. That's closer to 2. So my answer should be around 2. And whoa, I don't know if you were paying attention, but we already found a common denominator. So we know that we can have the common denominator of 12. And so I'm going to think, how did they make 1/3 into 4/12 here? Well, what do I multiply 3 by to equal 12? I'm going to multiply that by 4 over 4, and you get 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. And we carried the whole number of 4. Likewise, we needed to make this into a similar denominator, a common denominator of 12. So we multiplied by 3 over 3. We got 9, and we got 12, and we carried the 1 over. So let's look at step 2. All right, so first I remember in adding mixed numbers that we did the fractions first. If you do the fractions first, you will find an easy problem right away. So let's do the fractions first. 4/12 minus 9/12. Well, that's like if I had a pizza that had 12 slices and I only had 4 left, and somebody wanted to come by and they wanted to take 9 of them. Well, bro, I don't have 9 slices to take. And that's exactly why it says we need to rename 4 and 4/12 to show more 12s. So basically, we need to borrow from these 4 pizzas here to make more slices. And I'm asking myself, how many slices do I have in each whole pizza? Well, I have 12. So if I borrow from these pizzas, I'm going to split up one of these pizzas into slices. All right, and how many slices would I have in that pizza? So now I rewrote one whole as 12 slices out of 12 slices. I cut it into 12, and I have all 12 because it's one whole pizza. And so now I can add that to 4/12, which would give me 3 16/12, seeing how I just added these numbers here. So now my new problem is, clue word of wizard's hat, 3 16/12 minus 1 9/12. Now I'm asking myself, can I actually subtract this now? Well, if I have 16 slices, can I take away 9? Yes, I can. I'll get 7. And then 3 minus 1, the whole number is next, I'll get 2. So here's my actual answer. The Grand Prix is 2 7/12 miles longer. You do not have vocab notes today. Woo! So here's example 1. 15 minus 2 1/3. I want you to notice how 15 does not have a fraction. How would I do that? We're going to find out. So we're going to estimate first. 15 minus 2. 2 1/3 is closer to 2, so my answer should be around 13 when I get done. So when I try to line this up, I try to do fractions first. But I can't. I can't take 1/3 from nothing. So I'm going to need to split up this 15 so that there is a fraction to subtract from. Remember how we borrowed pizza on the first example? Well, we're going to need to borrow again from these 15 whole pizzas so that we have some slices. So we're going to have 15 is 14 plus 1. And so instead of this 1, we cut it into 3 slices, and we have all 3. So 15 is the same as 14 plus 3/3. Now we have a fraction that we can subtract 1/3 from. As demonstrated in step 2, we have 14 3/3 minus 2 1/3. We changed the 15. So what's step 3? Now we're going to subtract and simplify. 14 3/3 minus 2 1/3. We know that we're going to do fractions first, so 3/3 minus 1/3 is 2/3. Then 14 minus 2, that's 12, and there's my answer. Well, what do I write, Mr. C? Everything that I circled in green, please write an example 1, moving this to put it next to the equal sign here. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Here's example 2. Please try to do both of these by yourself, coming back for the answer. Showing you the answer for number 1 in 3, 2, 1. Man, Mr. C, that was pretty easy. They had the same denominator already. I could subtract, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So my answer would be 0 and 2/4. Oh wait, I did not simplify. I can simplify 2/4. Divide by 2 over 2, and I get 1/2. You don't need to write a 0 there. Just 1/2. Next one in 3, 2, 1. First, I need to find the least common multiple of 4 and 3, which is 12. After making my fractions into fractions with common denominators, my new problem is 4 and 3/12 minus 3 and 4/12. Here I've written my problem above one another. I do fractions first, 3/12 minus 4/12. I can't take 4 slices of pizza if we only have 3. Oh yeah. So we learned before that we need to borrow from these 4 pizzas to create more slices to take from. So instead of 4 and 3/12, I split it up to 3 plus 1 pizza plus 3 slices out of 12. And I'm going to make that 3 plus 12 slices. And then add them together to get 3 and 15/12. Now let's rewrite our new problem, giving me my answer of 11/12. I don't need to list 0. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Here's your independent or partners practice problems. Please try to do them, and coming with the answers in 3, 2, 1. There are your answers for independent or partners practice. Now please choose one of the 3 options right here. Moving on. Thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget, you're awesome.